Sidge, one thing you said to me you wanted to talk about today
Yes.
is something
Fun.
we're calling what nobody wants to admit about the Royal Rumble. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yes, Mr. Sidgwick, everything sucks.
I've long held the opinion, and this is the most on an island contrarian opinion ever, right? That I think the Royal Rumble match is overrated. As an attraction, it's obviously endured for as long as it has. It's entered the vernacular. How many times have you read in like a mainstream news headline, like, if WWE ever gets in the news, like, oh, there's a Royal Rumble going on or whatever. Or like, say...
Football commentators.
Yes.
That's like a WWF Royal Rumble.
It's like a WWF Royal Rumble in the pitch right now.
Because of the 2-foot tackle.
Yes. That's it. All right, Royal Rumble is just endured as an institution. It's this iconic thing. It has yielded countless incredible moments. It's a star vehicle. It's all of these things. I'll diss and more.
Got it.
I don't know. The actual experience of watching a Royal Rumble, more often than not, leaves me a little bit cold. I've long said, you know that Snitsky Paul London bump?
Yes.
That should be the Rumble.
Yeah.
That should be what the Rumble looks like in this modern age of these ridiculous athletes who can do incredible things.
Drew and Ricochet. Whoa, oh my God. Where he just like flipped him over.
Yes. That should be the Rumble, a la with the shop. Obviously, you couldn't do that for 60 minutes, but you should be building towards those moments. I was watching this Royal Rumble, and I don't think last year's was particularly great either. And I think since 2001, what's the great one? The Undertaker Shawn, 2007?
2007, yeah.
2007, 2001, 2007, 1992. I think it's overrated. And it didn't draw. How many great Rumbles have there been hand on heart? Like 2010 was really good.
2010's my favourite. That's it.
2011 was the 40 man.
Yeah.
That's quite good.
Knockabout.
2012, nothing. 2013,
awful.
That was the comedy one.
Yeah, hated that Rumble.
2014, antagonistic. 2015, a total joke.
Yeah.
2016, boring. 2017, lesser of two evils wins.
Yeah,
2018, good. Return to form.
I like 2018, yeah.
2019, nothing.
Yeah.
2020,
good.
Really good. Obviously, impossible to watch back now, realistically. 2021.
Best women's one ever.
Best women's one.
Thunderdome one.
Thunderdome men's was out again.
Edge and Christian, nice moment.
That's it.
About it.
2022 last year.
2022 was dire. That was the last of it.
Oh, that was the last.
That was dire.
Basically, what I'm getting at is that this is the hit rate of the Royal Rumble. If everyone it's so easy to get hyped. This is what it's a great attraction match because people forget how crap it is half the time. More than half the time, as we just outlined. What's happening now against this stadium-sized backdrop and this rare materials and this whole idea of WWE on PLE is the biggest. What was the word? They used the word juggernaut.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee, who has the worst energy imaginable and who was absolutely useless.
Terrible.
And the charm from last year, I've never liked McAfee, ever, right? But people do. I think even the people who like McAfee, like my esteemed colleagues were like, what is this guy talking about?
Yeah,
Why is he here? Like, it's just amateur hour. It's very much three people having a conversation that you think, behind closed doors, you probably have horrible conversations. You get that energy from them three anyway. So you've got this idea of this juggernaut, of this, it's in a stadium now. It's the biggest PLE. It's a bunch of moments stitched together, and so much of the actual action is incidental. There's no substance to these Rumbles, apart from the last 7 minutes of this men's one, right? There's just no substance there whatsoever. What happens, or what used to happen, right, is that 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
C4.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Knew it was coming.
Who's coming out? Oh, it's him. Pop. Pan out. He's running back to the action. You get now wrestlers, and this epitomizes the whole problem, doing WrestleMania gear entrances when they come out for the Royal Rumble half the time.
Because they know they're not making it Mania in some cases. Yeah.
Like, you get the horns, you get the Andrade mask, you get whatever the Zelina Vega was wearing. And then you get the entrance. What's going on in the ring? I guess there's some people dicking around in the corner. You know the drill. You know what the drill is by now. This match is like 40 years old. It's older than your goddamn mother. So then you get entrance. Right? You get your big WrestleMania entrance at the Rumble, right? Then you have Michael Cole in absolute exposition mode. Wikipedia. And this person has recently had conflict with someone who might be in the ring or someone who might be in later.
So fake that we couldn't hear this, but his readouts this year, like, he's almost started them before they finished the countdown. Like, really fake feeling. Again, immersion breaking. Apparently, you've got to have this fact, this perfect fact.
Yeah.
Like, it's like not to, like, it's like he's me. Like, and I'm an idiot robot that shouldn't remember these stupid little things, but Cole is like, he's on them. And it's just like, come on, mate. Like, this is supposed to be a random draw with a tumbler from SmackDown. How?
So there you go. He's got these random facts. Exactly. Pre-prepared facts. Maybe he's controlling F on his phone or something like that. And then, so between the WrestleMania entrance half the time, how long the ramp is in the stadium setting, the exposition dump from Cole, you get to the ring, you have the shine, and then it's like down to the next countdown, and then you look at those, and then there's people like lounging by the turnbuckles and sort of like, I'm trying to squeeze you out. Fucking look like you're actually making the effort. So what happens, right, is when and Triple H loves doing long stuff for the sake of it. I mean, have you seen his WrestleMania matches? Did you listen to those 2003 promos? Did you see his title reigns half the time, right? Then you see these big graphics of like, Austin Theory has spent 8 hours in the fucking Royal Rumble, or whatever it says. And then you think, what's he been doing? And the answer to what he's been doing is he's been in the corner doing nout half the time, either trying to squeeze someone out or lift someone over or whatever, while the exposition dump, entrance, stare down, shine. And then you get a fifth thing that goes on in the Royal Rumble. I lost count of the amount of times that someone did a near elimination spot. You know who deserves to get someone standing up for him? Because he made one mistake when he was at the end of his tether. God bless his little heart. Jack Perry. Not a single one of them can work a battle royal like Jungle Jack. Okay? You know the amount of times I've seen Jack Perry, who used to have this gimmick of like a battle royal specialist.
Yeah.
And he's like, he just lost to Christian at Double or Nothing 2021. Mm-hmm. And that was his thing
They beat
for
him
a
there,
while.
didn't they? Wasn't that where he got a surprise win? Because we thought Christian was going to win.
2021.
Oh, 2021, sorry.
2021. Not one of them gets my heart pounding like, oh my God, he's going to get eliminated. Or this athletic feat and he's grabbed on at the last second. It's right, you almost got eliminated. Oh, Inzaguri back in the ring. How many of these artless, uncreative robots did an Inzaguri get back in the ring? This match is under Triple H and like under Vince, it was a magic institution for a long time. Sorry, under Pat Patterson, it was a magic institution once upon a time. And then towards Twilight years, you just got told to piss off and all your favorites are geeks, blah, 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 blah. And again, when these words are coming out of my mouth, I'm really trying to like start to think with, well, you know what? His creative is the least of anyone's concerns. I'm just telling people what it was like. Under Triple H, it's so razzmatazz and moment and really contrived, artificial feeling moment. There's just no substance to these matches whatsoever. And what doesn't help is when you get them for about a combined 2 hour, 30 minutes. It is so much of the same superficial, like moments stitched together stuff. And then Cody and CM Punk in the last 8 minutes, like really subverted how bad that Rumble was by doing some really thoughtful, suspenseful work about what a wrestling match, when the aim is to take someone over the top rope, should goddamn look like. I'm going to quickly put over that before Hamflett can talk about some of the nice things and his own problems with it. Because I'm telling you now, yes, Braun Breaker looked good, and yes, Jimmy Uso is actually Patter. I had so little time for so much of this Rumble. I thought it was such a overdone, repetitive, superficial, cliche-ridden mess of a thing. Cody Rhodes came out first, and as a Cody guy, I was like, oh, Punk's winning the Rumble then. I had a little bit of a pet lip going, right? Like a little bit of a baby lips going, because I thought, all right, Punk isn't coming out after Cody.
Drake Sidgwick.
Yeah. Punk isn't coming out after Cody to do the jizz up. That's just not what's happening here. So, that. And then I was like, oh, 27, that's a winning number. Punk likes his law. When he doesn't like wrestling for 10 years, he likes his law. Punk's going to win. Politically, you've probably imagined, well, I've imagined in my head that, right, okay, whoever out of them two is not winning is coming out so they've got, like, they can protect themselves in the storylines. It was an arduous task. I was in there a long time, couldn't get it done, whatever. Then it comes down to them two. And, right, here's a take. When I look at CM Punk in 2024, I see Krang in the body of Karrion Kross. Like, he's got the exact hair and almost the same kind of physique, not the same size, but the same physique as Kross. No explosiveness. He's not dynamic at all. Never was, but he was a lot more than this once upon a time. And yet the suspense that they generated in that final bit was like, wow, it's a good job. You are as sharp as you are mentally because you've extracted so much meaning and drama and suspense from a very one-dimensional match within a match of I need to toss you over these sets of ropes. There's little you can do in there. It shows. It separates the good wrestlers from the great wrestlers. If you can get that much out of throwing someone over the top rope or trying to avoid being thrown over, then you're a great wrestler, my son. And them two were fantastic, even if half the drama was, can he actually save him? Can he skin the cat? I don't think he could skin the cat with a knife at this point in his career, CM Punk. But what a sharp mind. The Royal Rumble needs a rethink. I don't know what it is. But I'm not being funny. A lot of people were like, this sucked ass. A lot of people that I read online were like, oh, it's a bit boring, or it was a bit crap, or it was a bit flawed, or that it didn't meet the hype, or whatever. I don't know if you 2 matches was a mistake, and if it was, by the way, give it to the women going forward. I'm not saying they did a better job, but like the men have had 40 years to do everything. And again, that's one of the problems. I talked with AEW, sorry, I'm totally rambling. One of the problems with AEW is 4 years of a lot of exhausting, energetic, we'll do every kind of wrestling, we'll do every shock debut, and you just get numb to it. 40 years of well-established tropes. Iron Man was never a big thing in the early Rumbles, of course it wasn't. Flair. Then Diesel. These things happened 30 years ago.
Yeah.
The Iron Man run, 30 years ago. 32 years ago. The Diesel spot where someone like, I don't know, Braun Breaker come in and wreck ass. 30 years ago, that was popularized. Like, maybe it's just showing its age and there's not much you can do with it anymore. And it's long and it's familiar and the music department's shit. I'm in a mood of the Rumble.
Flawed is probably like those, like summary there would be what I would agree with, because like regular viewers and listeners will know that I've got pretty high standards for my pro wrestling, yeah. But like, I don't think it's that big an expectation to be able to book 2 different Rumbles. There are about 5 or 6 that we've seen ever, different brands of a Royal Rumble match. Everyone's got their own individual favourites, but I'd say we've seen at least 5 different ones.
Get Jack Perry and the Young Bucks to lay them out. See how good they look then. 10 times better. 2 on a show, like, should be possible. 2 different ones telling different stories. Even if, and Cody and Bayley here are very sentimental favourite babyface winners, I still think you can tell different stories to get there. I still think you can, like, be a bit more artful in your pursuit. Like, I've got not a single criticism of Cody and CM Punk. That was my dream match manifest, and it wasn't even a match. I loved every single second of it. I've got my suspicions about whether or not the, like, awesome, I didn't wait 10 years just to lose to Dusty's Kids was even. Wait a second, sorry.
Oh my God.
I've got my suspicions, and I want one day there to be like one of them WWE 24 specials where they tell us if that was in the plan all along. I love the punker, right? I love that man.
Have you tweeted this?
I haven't.
Well, do it.
I love that man believes everything he says and does to such an extent that he says and does the things he does. I said it in AEW, I'll take CM Punk warts and all, and there are loads of warts. There was a spot where Cody was on the apron trying to use his legs around Punk's neck to pull him over the top rope. And like the Punk just didn't seem to have the spring in his step to make it believable, so they crumple and they go again. And it didn't matter because the drama was out the friggin' ass. Like they're making it feel real, the proper stuff, the pro wrestling of it all. And then I will watch it back again. I've watched it twice. I will definitely watch this back again, probably tonight. Maybe when I get back to my desk, in fact, and wonder until I'm told otherwise if that was supposed to be the finish. If that was supposed to be the finish to that match, because it would have made for a really cool elimination. The struggle of it all, not just hit you with a finisher, you're not going to hoy you out. Like, because lifting each other up looked tiring, as it should in a Royal Rumble. Yeah. That was a proper, like, I hate to invoke this example, but like Benoit with the headlock on the Big Show. Like put him out, use gravity, that kind of thing. That's what I felt like I was watching. And then they instead...
CM Punk's the Big Show.
And then they instead craft that finish. Even if it was just finish and it was just a story and CM Punk's delivering that amazing line.
More athletic than that.
Yeah, no, but you get my point.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more about like how eliminations sometimes feel natural. I'm not comparing CM Punk to the friggin' Big Show. Right?
Hey, Paul White took a better bump than CM Punk and Like a Dragon than he did in this Rumble.
Sidgwick killed my point dead. But before, when it was still alive,
yes,
you see my point. The rest of it, like, God, it was sad at points just to watch a retread of a match from earlier in the night that I didn't love that much, to another one, the point Sidge made about the Iron Man and the graphic coming up, Austin Theory. The lived-in example is Jey Uso. They threw 60 minutes up on that clock and he was outworked by his Patter brother. Like, what did he do in 60 minutes? Other than get eliminated by Gunther to set up a match that they've told you was going to happen anyway, what did he do? Like,
can I just say as well, one thing I forgot to say, Jey and Jimmy Uso have got their work cut out for them at WrestleMania. I would like to think that people are invested in the characters. What was that exchange? They didn't wrestle as if, like, right, we're brothers and one of us, I hate this. Or this went nose to nose. Jimmy Uso is not that good in terms of his physical movements these days. And Jey was doing his, like, not being funny, Road Dogg adjacent, like...
They both were. Yeah.
So, like, these are brothers.
Yep. I had massive problems with it. I said that to you while we're on the stream. Yeah. I was like, I think they just killed the WrestleMania match. I think plans might have changed. I don't know, like, maybe they haven't changed, and maybe they just think maybe there's a new story to tell here. But I'm watching this thinking... Like, as Triple H lost faith, and that's why Jey Uso has been notably de-pushed on Raw, and is he just sort of, does he not see it anymore? And so instead, I'll give you it in the Rumble, I'll give you a little moment, they're doing their, like...
Actually, they're not very good together.
They're doing the knockabout stuff, which trivialises what's supposed to be this blood feud. We had to, separate ourselves because it was hurting too much to be brothers and fight each other, and now we're just doing knockabout silly stuff. Jimmy Uso was brilliant. Like, thanks, mate. Like, you're my guy. You helped me beat up my brother. Are we friends? No, you just kicked my ass, and I'm even more frustrated. That was a really, really nice runner, and there was a couple of details that I really...
Jimmy Uso is Patter.
Yeah. A number of nice details. So in that respect, maybe they're clinging on to it, but I don't see a WrestleMania match having the heat of my... This was about as far away from Rey and Dominic, which has been the comparison.
That's the thing. Like, even they had fun with it in a much better way.
Yeah. Like, how long did they make you wait for Rey to punch him?
It was so heightened and so soap opera and so fundamentally silly of, like, the 26-year-old bad seed, like, skipping school and wearing a leather jacket. It was silly, and I believe that way more than these two doing their sort of mid-move taunts and dance. It's, what are you doing?
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, Bron Breakker had a great night, in my opinion, right? A really great night. But I think it's important to separate the physically impressive spots from, like, a bigger story being told in the Rumble that we reported today. Or we didn't report. Post Wrestling does the work and we aggregate it.
And add colour with your great personalities and insights.
Indeed, thanks, Sidge.
Sell yourself short.
The Bron Breakker elimination, I thought it was a really nice touch that, like, so Bron Breakker seems like for like took Brock's spot, including getting eliminated by Dominic because it was going to be Brock.
It's only elimination, by the way.
Yeah, Brock and Dominic, Elimination Chamber, and Dominic, like, that's a nice bit of booking on paper, and then Bron gets it instead. But you notice, in an effort to protect Bron, it almost happens incidentally. Like, what if it was Brock, it would have been a huge spotlight moment because it's Bron. There's Triple H going, that's the one element of this like for like I don't really want to be focused upon. This needs to feel more like a banana skin than a capital M moment. So we'll chuck him out, but almost miss it. So Braun had a great night, but I'd be lying if I said it was part of this, like, fabulous bit of storytelling. So few wrestlers were in there to tell story. Like Gunther getting eliminated by Cody has loads of potential, but there was a point. I had my eyes on Punk most of the match, right? And there was a point where I was worried he was injured because pretty early on, he felt the floor, was clutching his arm, was speaking to a referee, and I was like, oh no, Phil. Oh no. Like, I love you. I love you more than most wrestlers, but I worry sometimes that your bones are made of real glass. Like, I'm watching him and I'm like, oh God, is he okay? And he was pairing off into a corner, and I'm like, is he shaking it off?
He was double glazing, it would be stronger than his bones.
He was having a punch exchange or a chop it with Gunther. It's like Punk and Gunther is happening. Like, it's right there. And I know that the idea is keep Punk and Cody away from each other in the ring until the moment, but Punk and Gunther is over there, and it's nothing. It is absolutely nothing. There was a lot of just, to Sidgwick's point, it didn't matter what time of the match it was, whether it was the bit where the stars turned up, which was from about 25 onwards, to every other part of the match. There was a lot of just get in that corner. Until you're ready to do your bit, get in that corner. The pacing and the structure.
Get back in here, sunshine. Insecurity, like, you know what to do.
A shine for somebody coming in the Rumble is not just one elimination. There were loads of points where the match was too full. There were about 3 or 4 wrestlers that could have cleared 3 or 4 eliminations and it wouldn't have harmed the match. And yet you were just allowed to build up and build up and build up again. In both matches, this was. Most of my complaints are for both matches because they were so similar. Punk and Cody was magic. It's what I do the job for, what I watch the show for. It was everything I could have wanted. Cody winning was extremely catharsis. I felt like there was a wave of release washing over a stadium, and that's hard to summon. The placement of Seth and Roman in the skyboxes was inspired. That to me is WWE production done perfectly, quite honestly.
Really well done there.
Cody we know that the sign is this tradition, but it's a very cheesy WWE tradition. Cody embraces that because he has to. He points at Roman because it's a thing that's real. Seth looking on at CM Punk and looking on cynically was really nice. Like, physical storytelling, while Seth maybe can't work and wrestle to contribute to it. Even in that box, even when he's watching and thinking, Punk's not got it in him anymore, he can't hide his, I hate that guy. If I get in there with him, I'm going to knacker him out just like this match is. Like a really nice idea for have those champions there. Notice again, by the way, the disparity between that and Rhea Ripley and Io Sky watching on monitors backstage. Like, sexism and misogyny shows itself in wrestling storytelling all the time in ways big and small, and that's who was the one in AEW that we were criticising at the time, so I'm doing this for balance, where it was like, was it Thunder Rosa had to give up the title?
CM Punk had to
Punk and Thunder Rosa,
his title, yeah.
This was that again. Like, they're backstage doing the sideways stare at a monitor. You've got Seth and Roman in the big scale, the real stuff, the proper wrestling. Like, the disparity was obvious and, sort of apparent there. I don't think these were good Rumbles. I really don't. I love the results. I am enjoying the longest running weekly episodic TV show, Monday Night Raw. I am enjoying SmackDown to a lesser extent. And as a result, I expected so many.
SmackDown's even worse.
SmackDown's not great, SmackDown's not great.
Disagree.
I just think,
Do you think he gets offended?
I'm annoyed it's not getting the respect it deserves.
Nah, there's a reason we talk about Teletubbies, Brum and Bullseye on our SmackDown coverage rather than the wrestling show itself. Like, I think Raw's been strong. I think SmackDown's had its moments. But ultimately, with WWE, I've always said this, I am really, really interested in what a lot of the characters are up to. And this should have been like a celebration of it. 60 of them.
Yeah.
60 of them to look at.
Did Drew and Jay even interact?
Barely. Drew's best bit was looking up at the sign and then angrily grabbing CM Punk by the hair and being like, not this year, mate, not that. Like, that was pretty good, but that was about it. There was a non-committal air to Drew McIntyre, which speaks to what we know about the real life situation. Sami Zayn was great at number 30.
Yeah.
Nobody was talking about Sami, so that was a nice number 30. That is ultimately what has dampened my enthusiasm coming out of this Rumble for WWE. That's to go back to the point we said at the start of this pod, why I'm not as convinced that Triple H has got petrol in the car post WrestleMania is that here was an example to show off. Here was an example, and you pointed this out, no celebrities, no special guests, not really, it's a flex. It absolutely is. Like, I can just use 60 wrestlers from my weekly TV show, the rank and file, and yet they can be great. And loads of them weren't great. So I feel a little bit like Raw's like fooling you, because here they are in a stadium and so many of them don't feel special and don't feel important. Maybe, as to Sidge's point, there's a production element with the Rumble that is killing it, and maybe that's a problem as well. But yeah, they're feeling I didn't expect to feel underwhelmed by a cavalcade of wrestlers that by and large, weekly, I quite enjoy.
I'll very quickly give my thoughts because I know we've run very long here.
What time is it?
It's 3:20 already.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And we've got to get their questions as well. So I think the reason they didn't do much with Jimmy and Jay is I think they're saving that for WrestleMania.
Keep the camera on Wilbourn. I'm not checking my phone.
And I think the reason why, I think that Jimmy and Jay thing, they didn't do much with it because I think that's the reason why they did Punk and Cody is they're not doing that or something. The reason they didn't do it with Jimmy and Jay is because they're saving that for WrestleMania, and I think they're going to heat that up. Jay's going to say, look, we had our back and forth in the Rumble, but I separated myself from all this. I went to the other show to get away from all this, and then when Jimmy costs him the match against Gunther, that's when I think it's going to build to them the real blood feud at WrestleMania. Great to see Andrade back. Lovely to see Carmelo Hayes as well on the back in the Rumble. Braun Breaker, you've sort of already covered. Just awesome destroyer, spears, best spear in the business. Omos was fun briefly. The Pat McAfee spot was what it was for kind of obvious reasons. I did like the R-Truth hot tag.
Oh my God, that was all right. That was all right. And I'm at R-Truth. I don't hate R-Truth. I just don't like the comedy.
I'm an R-Truther.
It was good. It was good. I hate myself, but it was good.